Buddy. Hi, Warriors. Another summer day, thin volume, perfect time for a bear raid and a little mini crash in the stock market. We'll see if that develops. I'll get to that in a minute. I think this will contribute to it. If you're watching my videos, I talked about this 3 drive to a top, put out sell levels at 83, 83.80, and then stopped into some more at 81.70 when it took out this 50-day on the 4-hour. So it's trying to hold this big round number at 80. I don't think it'll be successful. First test is 77. And if I look at this and want to get ahead of myself, I think that we could retrace and that we're going to have, again, risk off. A lot of people think this is a bull market. If it is a bull market, we shouldn't close back under this 75, 76 level. You could see the moving average is converging there. That's where I would take profits on shorts and assess what type of bounce we get from there. I do want to talk about the dollar here, and I have some very clean formations setting up. So on Monday, I started talking about, I thought I'd see a dollar pullback. We got it a bit, but look at where it pulled back to. And it still amazes me after all these years how technical analysis works. This was a breakout. We tested it once, we tested it twice. I do think eventually that we're going to take this out, this 102.80 level, and give us a dollar correction. Maybe that'll take some of the heat off the stock market. But I want to show you this formation that I'm looking to play in the cable and probably euro as well. So when you get flat bottoms like you have here at say 26.20, and you have a left shoulder here, and you have a head here. So I'm looking for a failing rally, maybe back to 128.5, 129 here. 28.50 is 61.8, 78 is 29.15. And then an eventual breakdown under this next neckline, which is going to take you down to 121. So looking for a pretty good break. You know, I'm still very bullish the dollar, thinking that the Dixie could go to 108, but I just want to, you know, take advantage of any pullbacks that might happen here. I'm figuring back towards 101.5 or so. That'd be halfway back, 101.5. So that could be, you know, 170 points. That could translate into the 129 euro. It could maybe even translate into 110.50, 111 euro. The only thing that might hold it back, and my pick on Aussie was really just good for intraday, but I wouldn't be short the Aussie down here. Continues to grind and diverge. See how we're so far away from the confirmed low. Still think there's going to be a pop in Aussie as well. And I want to talk about something that sometimes currencies are forecasting moves that could occur in other markets. And, you know, the currency market is very important. So this last high that we had here in USD won was in October near the lows of the stock market. So here's the high in USD won, and here's the low in October, right here, same thing as USD won. So when the market was bottoming, USD won was topping. And now look, we're all the way back to where we were last October. The yen, not that far away either. I mean, you know, we did get up to, what was it, 52? But we're approaching those levels. So my point being, if the yuan could retrace to where it was having its own financial problems with having to cut rates because of what's happening with their property and development market, which, you know, we're going to see here in the US, it's a global thing. And the yuan back at those highs, either the currency market is wrong or the stock market is wrong. So let's take a quick look at S&Ps. I identified a couple of different areas for potential breakdowns. A trend break is taking place now, and this was the March lows. Okay, so we're breaking this trend in the S&Ps. People know I've been bearish S&Ps. I'm long VIX calls. I'm short Apple, short XLF. The banks still look bad to me. And this line is actually more important at 44.20. It's something I showed you on Monday. It's the megaphone line. And if we start trading back within this megaphone line, it opens up the door for the megaphone line on the bottom, which is coming in down here. So we'll see what happens here in the S&Ps. You have a very negative month happening here. It's very thin. I think mini crash is possible. Maybe it does it in a couple of days down to 4,200. We'll see what happens. We're still trying to dig in some type of low in the silver market for a bear market rally. I don't think that's going to happen until the dollar turns. We're off the lows. Gold is even weaker, but again, I say I would not be short these at these levels because of the divergences. But it's possible the S&Ps and the liquidity risk off affects everything. So just a couple of things that I think you could go with and fade, but going to be paying attention to what happens in cable if we get that rally and the dollar pullback under 102.80. Something else I want to point out, you could go back a month in USD CAD, and I was talking about accumulating this at the 31.5 level. He had weeks to do it. Big mover, and Aussie was the other side of the trade. But I wouldn't be buying Canada up here. You can see it's diverging, and I wouldn't be shorting Aussie down here. So we'll see if that still manifests some type of dollar pullback. I think that'll give silver a chance to rally, maybe back to 2370 or so, and maybe gold turns too. If the yen can pull back a bit, heads up towards 1940s. But I do believe that before it's all over in gold, that we're going to have a chance to buy this market down at the 1800 level. So maybe we rally one more time and then capitulate. And silver as well, rally one more time and then capitulate down towards the 2050 level. And be careful with the S&Ps here. I think we're set up for some type of pretty good downdraft. Here's a look at the VIX. The VIX trading here still looks cheap to me at 1640. You can see it's starting to round out this bottom, and we start getting through 18. It's going to open the door for 27. So a couple of ideas to look forward to. Again, just take a picture of cable, and it's a pretty classic textbook example. And we get an A, B, C for the failing rally up in the pound. So good hunting out there. I hope we're adding value to what you're trying to accomplish as a trader. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings, and see everyone in the room. Adios.